Right. So I'm going to introduce uh, the other topic. Please, let me tell you something. You see the way it is in life when you're fighting for something and you are many of you. Um, it's not everybody that is going to move in the same direction, the same spirit. So you shouldn't be looking at the other because the other one has done this and the other one has done this, and then you want to follow suit. So you never progress. So what it is you just have to know why you are doing what you are doing. Then with that knowledge, it will help you to keep moving. Even when you fall, right? You're not going to fall backwards, but you fall forward, right? Because if you fall backwards, then you never progress. And when you miss up something, don't say I'm down or something. No, no, no. You are not down. You have just missed it. All right. So I'm going to introduce indices, and slowly, one step forward, will help you get where you are going. Indices, I'll just describe, you see in summary, so that we avoid, because these are simple things, right? Let me start. So if you have a to the power 0, this is your base and this is your power, all right? Your index part. So a to the power 0, it should give you 1, all right? Any number that you raise to a power 0, it should give you 1. There are a lot of explanation here, but for now, just get it like that. 2 to the power 0 should give you 1. That is the rule. Now, if I write something like this, a to the power 2, I'm using 2 to stand for any number. This one can be written as 1 over a. Now, because I've taken this thing was on top, you see, any number, it is the down number which is dividing it, it is always a 1. So I've taken out the 1 on top, and then this one is going down. Now, because I'm doing those kind of changes, then the power here, since it is positive, it becomes negative. Okay? So now, it is also true if I've got, let's say, a over b, and then I raise this one to a power c. Once I reciprocate what is down, b goes on top, a goes down, meaning that the power becomes negative c. That's what we're talking about. Very, very important. Then the other thing that you should take note of is that if we say a to the power c, this is not the same as a times c. That's wrong. The meaning is that I'm going to multiply a by itself how many times? C times. So let's suppose that I take my c to be 2. So it will be a to the power 2 will be equal to a times a. All right? And then the rules is that if you multiply numbers with the same base, then you are going to add the powers. So a, it is the power 1, and this a is to the power 1. So I have a, it will be power 1 plus 1, which is equal to a to the power 2. That's why it is a 2. That's why there's a 2 like that. Similarly, if you have got a to the power 3, it is the same as saying a times a times a. Very, very important. Please don't forget, because this will help us to understand algebra and solving those quadratic equations, all the types of equations, and those math simplifications. It will help us once we understand this part of indices. Then the other thing that you should take note of is that if I write a number, let's say a to the power b over c, the meaning here is that I'm going to say what number, if we multiply it c times, it gives us a. All right? That is the meaning, which can also be written as the c root of a, meaning that the b here, the one which is on top, it will be just a power like that. So if I write a number like, let's say 4 to the power 3 over 2, meaning that I'm going to say, All right, so this is the problem that we have. So what are we going to do? Meaning that we're going to say, which number, if we multiply it how many times? 2 times, it gives us what? 4. And that's a 2. So we're going to have 2 now to the power 3. And the meaning here is that it is not 2 times 3. Remember what I talked about somewhere here? All right? So it is 2 times 2 times 2, which gives us 8. So that is how you deal with that kind of situation. Similarly, if I do this, okay, what number can I put? Let me say 8 to the power, let's say 1 over 3. So the meaning here is that I'm going to look at the number. If I multiply it 3 times, it gives me 8. So that is the value that I'm looking for. And what is that? That's just a 2. So it's going to be now 2 to the power 1, which gives us just 2. The other format of writing this, or this one, okay? Let me start with this. It is just the same as saying the square root, because when it is a 2, meaning just the square root. The square root of 4, then to the power 3. Now, what is the square root of 4? It is just 2. And 2 to the power 3, that gives us 8. This one, it means the cube root. Now, because any number, you should just indicate it in here, apart from 2, apart from 2, don't indicate a 2 in the root. So the cube root of 8, that is the meaning, which is just 2. That is what we do. I don't know if there's something that I've read, but I think I've explained anything. You know, multiplying the same bases, you increase the power. When you change the reciprocate, what is done goes on top, what's on top goes down. Then you introduce a negative to the power. So please don't forget. But we're not going to end here. Let me just solve some questions. 3 questions, and then I'll give you some tasks so you try. Please let me find the answers tomorrow. Okay. All right. So these are the problems that we have. These are the problems that we have. Okay. So let's provide the solutions to this. So we have negative 3 to the power 2 plus 3 to the power 2. Very, very important. You see, the negative has not been squared. All right? So meaning that it will be just negative, then how many times? We're saying 3 times 2? No, we're saying 3 times 3. So 3 times 3. Okay? Then plus 3 to the power 2, the same. 3 times what? 3. Of which 3 times 3, that's just 9. But there's a negative which gives us negative 9. Then plus 3 times 3, that is 9. And then this one gives us what? 0. Right? If you, please take note. This is important. Even when we'll be doing algebra, you should just take note. Even other calculations in mathematics. If you are dealing with the same signs, you are dealing with the same signs, just add the numbers. So 9 plus 9, 18. But what sign are you dealing with? It's a negative. That's a law. Same signs you add. 9 plus 9 is just 18. But what sign are you dealing with? It's positive. So it's just 18, like that. So same signs, you add. You just add the numbers, but maintain what? The sign which is in the question, which is in the question. Please, this is a take-home message. This is a take-home message. Don't forget, take-home message. All right? That is your take-home message. Then, if you are dealing with different signs, subtract the numbers, then your answer will have the sign from the big number. So in this case, I've got negative, I've got positive. Let me just subtract 9 minus 9, it is 0. Now, which one is big? 9 or 9? That's why it is neutral, no sign. But if you have negative 9 plus 2, I'll subtract. I'll just say 9 minus 2. And then that gives me what? 7. Now, which one is big? It is 9. And what is the sign? It's negative. So, but that one should just be in your mind. Should just be moving with it in your mind. All right? This is what you do. Different signs, you subtract, but you answer of the sign from the big number. Same signs you add, but you maintain the, you see, I'm even killing mosquitoes. You maintain the sign which is in the question. With that being said, then I should proceed. B. 9 to the power 1 over 2, then plus 1. Okay, how do you do this? So this is just, we're looking at a number. If you multiply it how many times? 2 times. It gives us 9, and that's just 3. So 3 to the power 1, then plus 1. 3 to the power, any number to power 1 is just that number. So 3 to the power 1, that's just 3, then plus 1, that is 4. We go to C. Still we have, all right, this is what we have. Let me just solve it from here. So we are looking at, is it possible that 8 can go into 27? No. Any number that we can simplify with it, apart from 1? No. So let's deal with it separately now. 8 to the power 2 over 3. So what number, if you multiply it 3 times, it gives you 8. That's a 2. So I have 2 over 27. What number, if you multiply it 3 times by itself, gives us 27. That's just 3. Okay? Then to the power what? 2. 2 to the power 2, that is 4. 3 to the power 2, that is just 9. We're done. Now, this one, you see, I've put the cousin here. Because there's a negative, I need to remove the negative first. Please, if you've seen there's a negative, remove the negative first. How do you remove? You reciprocate. Remember what I said about reciprocating? You reciprocate, you introduce a negative. So, it's over here. So if I take this one on top, this one down, I'll introduce a negative. And if I do the opposite again, this one goes on top, this one down, I'll remove the negative. That is the idea, which we're going to use here. So we play it out. We're going to say 8 over 27, then to the power 2 over 3, of which that it will give us what? 4 over 9. If you don't know where the 4 over 9 is coming from, it's just this same question over here. So we are done. Please, this is your task. All right? 64 over 125, cross bracket, negative 1 over 3, that's your power, x to the power 0 times 2 to the power 3, cross bracket 81 over 16 to the power negative 1 over 4 plus 81 over 16. Or this is power 0. Please include power 0. It's raised to power 0. Then d 1 over 8 to the power negative 2 over 3. All the best. What time should I find the answers? Please, let's say 15 hours. Yeah, 15 hours I will be online. 15 hours. Please remember, I said in the first month we pay 50 kwacha. So you guys make those payments 50 kwacha. This is important. This is for you. Very very important. Yeah, and your payment should be made on my MTN line. All right. So just say 09674933335. Floriana, you know it and you have it. You have been using it. So in fact, each time if you want to call me, better you call me on this one, not my Airtel line. Where I am, there's no Airtel network. So we normally use MTN. So if you want to call me, there's something that you want to find out, which is maybe it's at an individual level, you just use this same number over here.